Welcome back. A serious issue in the classroom could have long-term consequences for thousands of Utah students. Chronic absenteeism. As Deanie found, we're talking thousands of absences, leaving students with failing grades and an uncertain future.
That's right. A problem that began during the pandemic has educators concerned. Students aren't coming back to school. And since attendance is crucial to student success, educators are trying serious measures to avoid a school crisis of failing students. Not that hard.
As students head home at the end of the school day, not all of them spent it learning.
Students don't go to class. They come to our school and just kind of wander.
John Gordillo used to be one of them.
I was just outside with my friends. We were talking. We would just be there.
He switched schools to the Alpine district after the pandemic.
I started skipping a lot during then. It's probably when I first started, but then it just got worse and worse.
And eventually,
maybe like 300 absences last school year, maybe like 100 tardies around there.
Tardies and absenteeism through the roof.
Granite District sees the same thing.
30 to 40% in some instances are consistently absent. So this is clearly more than just, I'm not feeling well. This is more like, I don't want to go to school at all.
The feeling appears contagious. We contacted the largest school districts across the state. They report attendance differently, but generally, Granite, Alpine, Canyons, Davis, Provo, Nebo, Weber, and Washington all saw a dramatic spike last year in chronic absences. In many districts, chronic cases have doubled from the normal rates before the pandemic. A typical Utah high school might have 3,000 students. If up to 30% are absent on any given day, that would be 900 students missing in action.
We did go through that significant period of time where we were doing things at home and things were a lot more flexible.
Many educators agree. The pandemic created an environment where students were often not in class, and they knew they could access the day's homework online.
But school administrators say that's not the only reason students are skipping. They point here to the state capitol and recent changes to Utah laws.
House Bill 81 added behavioral or mental health as a valid excuse for missing school. House Bill 116 prohibited schools from requiring a doctor's note for an excused absence. And Senate Bill 219 put a moratorium on truancy enforcement. That one expired this year. But schools feel hard-pressed to hold students accountable.
What I think they do know is that there's no consequences.
Maybe not for enforcement, but it's becoming clear there are consequences for missing school.
Saw a pretty significant rise in Fs and Ds. Yeah, huge concern.
In the Canyons district, comparing the year before the pandemic to last year, F grades increased 73% among 9th graders and 74% among 10th graders. In Provo, F grades shot up about the same among juniors and seniors. Most of our other districts also saw dramatically more Fs. Washington District says they look at test scores, not letter grades. But schools are rightfully concerned about getting students caught up.
They're not earning the credit that is needed to graduate high school.
Putting themselves in a positive position for scholarships and college admissions and that sort of thing is important too.
So they're going to great lengths to get students back to class. In Canyon School District, they've created a peer court.
I was actually surprised at how many attendance issues we are having.
Students like Cameron are peer judges who try to help those students with chronic absences work through problems or obstacles.
We kind of sympathize. They'll tell us their side, like, oh, I understand, I do the same thing, but this is why I do it, and this is why I keep going to class, and this is what motivates me, and then we'll talk about what we can find that would motivate them to class.
In Granite District, many schools are accommodating a late start option.
We've seen a number of parents starting to exercise, hey, I'm going to let my kid take an online class that first period, and they can sleep in a little bit longer.
Alpine District was one of the few that avoided huge jumps in Fs. They believe the reason is their focus on building student-teacher relationships. For example, here at Cedar Valley, students have the same homeroom teacher for all 4 years so they can build a connection.
We feel like if there's a relationship with a trusted adult, an adult that they care about, that they'll come to school and that they'll want to be here.
For John, that's made a difference. He credits a special math teacher and his counselor for helping him find a pathway back.
The staff here is so cool. They just really help me out with a lot of stuff.
He'll have to recover a lot of credits in summer school, but he's motivated now for his future.
I'm on a pretty straight road right now. I'm going to get good grades this year.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah, I do love it. If your student is one who is struggling to get to class, educators recommend that you reach out to the school and try to brainstorm options that will work for your family.